The gentleman from Illinois is recognized for 3 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. This is one of the most important bills that we pass in Congress. You know, I'm just amazed at what I hear from the other side. We're over here endangering safety. We're poisoning water. We're doing everything we can in the workplace. That's not what this bill is about. All this bill says is that when you put in a regulation, at least have some type of basis so that the people impacted by it know where to go from there. Have some good sound science. Let's have an economic impact study. Let me just give you 5 instances specifically. Talk to the doctors today about all the regulations impacting them, and you'll hear the complaints about spending more time on paperwork than with their patients. Talk to the banks. I was talking to a small banker, only 19 employees. 2 little banks in my district, they have to hire a full-time compliance officer just because of Dodd-Frank. And that bank didn't do one thing wrong to bring about this economic collapse. And now the farmers. EPA is going to regulate cow manure under CERCLA as opposed to the present rules. And then several years ago, this House passed something, the Clean Air Amendments of 1990, Clean Air Act Amendments of 1990. One of those was something called the employee commute option that said that counties around Chicago had to have something called an employee commute option that was forced carpooling. One of those counties was McHenry County, which is still a rural county. And I had to work with Henry Waxman for 2.5 years to come up with a reasonable interpretation and correcting language in order to make sure that the people of that county were not strapped with that incredible mandate, and at the same time we did not compromise the quality of the air. The Hope Scholarship reporting requirement that said that the 7,700 schools across the country had to report who it was that gave them the money, turned them into some kind of a supercomputer. And I worked with the 7,700 schools and with the commissioner of the IRS. This was a $100 million mandate upon all these schools in the country because nobody took the time to say, what impact will this regulation have upon the schools of this country? This before me is one day of regulation. Just one day in America. Just one day in Washington. Just one more day when the small business people have to read through 500 pages of 9-point type dealing with air particulates. And then I hear today that, oh, you don't need any relief. It's not necessary. Regulations are good. And then we take a look at the impact that this has, the financial impact that it has on the small businesses today. This is a great bill. It's long overdue. And as a former chairman of the Small Business Committee, I say it's about time, and our colleagues on the other side should all vote unanimously for this bill.
Gentleman's time's expired.
Thank you.